I'm trapped in my room. Let me get a broom. Sticks, bamboo. Yeah, different color shrooms. I'm the biggest shampoo. Yeah, she rockin' Jimmy Choo. She kickin' Kung Fu. She so in love with me. I can't condone it, baby. I needed your company. Yeah. She so in love with me. I can't condone it, baby. I needed your company. Let me tell you something. Like that white on white gold, yeah, sparkle up. Yeah. Got my blood in my lighter, bitch, I'm parking up. Yeah. She gon' bust it wide open for an emerald cut. I lean up for a long time. To keep it stuck, I'm on my own grind. I keep it cut. She want her own time. She tryna fuck. She so in love with me. I can't condone it, baby. I needed your company. Yeah. She so in love with me. I can't condone it, baby. I needed your company. Ain't good enough to go and walk to you. Ain't good enough to go and talk to you. Cause what you sacrifice, go ahead change your life. I ain't mad at you, one bit. You might just change your brain. But your heart done got stolen. I can't control it. I can't control it. Down in my moment. Down in my moment. She so in love with me. I can't condone it, baby. I needed your company. She so in love with me. I can't condone it, baby. I needed your company. Just like it's white on white, girl. Just let me take my time, yeah. Just like a diamond, you shine, girl. I guess it's mine, oh mine, girl. But I don't want no time, yeah. I hope it's loving you fine, girl. Loving you fine. I hope it's loving you fine, girl. Loving you fine, girl. She's so in love with me. I can't condone it, baby. I needed your company. She's so in love with me. I can't condone it, baby. I need your company.
Okay, gang, what is up? This is gonna be a little reflection video of like the past year. So if you're watching this, it's now 2025, and yeah, 2024 is over. So honestly, this year has been crazy, as you can probably tell from like the intro reel clips. And the last time I did like a little montage thing like that, was actually one of my first ever videos, and the name of the video is watch this video before you go to uni. Or if you remember, like the original title was called The Uni Experience. So if you want to go ahead and watch that before you watch this one, you can go ahead and watch that, because that was like the last sort of reflection video that I did. So I'm going to make this also like a new series where I like reflect, maybe like once a year or so. So yeah, but going back to that time, because obviously I'll have to resume it from that time, but also go a little bit further back than that. I'll go back all the way to January and reflect since January up until now. And then I'll also be doing a little bit of like gratitude, appreciation, and then like I'll be talking about where I want to go from here, what my plans are for like the next year or so. Let me just make sure this is on properly. There you go. So yeah, I'll be talking about where I want to go for like the next year or so, what my plans are, and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, back when I recorded that video, the original one, where I had like all those montage clips, mentally I don't think I was in one of the best places because like I just had a lot going on at that time. And if you know me, you know this year has been crazy. I've had 3 girlfriends. I've become insanely social. I've not really I've transformed myself in terms of my confidence, my social skills, my charisma, my gym progress has kind of skyrocketed. I've learned a lot more skills. I've just become overall a much better person, and my growth this past year has been insane. Like overall, I can't really narrow it down to one other area apart from like maybe social skills, but overall my growth has just been next level. And yeah, so let me get started. So I started off the year with a crazy bang. Um, it was like chill at first, and I was not really depressed, but I was like in my in this sort of phase where I was like not 100% happy with life. I just had like I was talking to a few girls here and there, none of them really seriously, and I was going to the gym like fairly regularly, but like not properly consistently. I was going like once a week, and socially I was like not that social at all. I was like kind of quiet. And yeah, I was just like living my average sort of life that I have been for the past 2, 3 years. And then that all changed in February. So in February, I met my first girlfriend, and she was like my first with everything. First kiss, first time like losing my virginity, everything. I did it all with her. And funniest thing is that happened all on Valentine's Day, so that's the story. But yeah, so everything happened then in February, and from that point onwards, everything has just been an upward, like, instead of like a downward spiral, it's just been an upward trajectory of like how much my life has changed. Even though I'm not with her anymore, but like, just so much has happened since then, because I feel like that one singular event was a catalyst for everything that's happened to me this year. So from that point onwards, she might even be watching this video because I know she still sometimes watches my videos. But from that point onwards, there was a whole thing that went on with her. If you want to watch the videos that I've got up on this channel about it, you can go ahead and watch them. I don't want to get into it right now. Not because it bothers me. It doesn't bother me at all. It's just long. But because of all of my like the mental work that I had been doing all throughout 2023, I feel as though that mental work allowed me to overcome that breakup a lot quicker than most people normally would. Like, normally for people, what happens from what I've seen in a breakup is they either take months to get through it, or they take a week and they have this like negative attitude to it, and they're like, oh, like, say for example, if it's a guy and they're talking about their ex-girl, like, oh, fuck that bitch, rah, rah, rah. Like, they have a lot of hatred towards the person, which I don't think is just a healthy way to get over your ex. And then there's another way, which is you just never move on from your ex, and you always have a thing for them forever and ever and ever, which I understand why, especially if they were your first, but at the same time it's not healthy at all, because you're not really allowing yourself to fully move on and you're not really opening yourself up to more growth and more experiences for the future. So from my seeing of all of this and my understanding of all of this, I feel like the past, like all of my past mental work and all of my past self-improvement work enabled me to get over her so quickly, even though like with this girl I actually wanted to be serious with her. I wanted to like marry her. Like, that sounds bad, but as in like, not I wanted to marry her, but as in like in the sense of I could see myself marrying her. Like, I was serious with her, but it just didn't work out for the reasons that are in that video. So it is what it is. Like, obviously it's upsetting, but at the same time it's like, without that happening, I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't have met the people that I've met. I wouldn't have the stories to tell, but I will tell a few in this video, and the stories that I'll keep to myself. I wouldn't be this level of socially confident. I would still be that insecure little guy that's desperate for like a love and a relationship and sex and this and that, I wouldn't have reached this level where I'm like talking to the camera like this, because I didn't even properly start the YouTube. I made my first channel trailer video back in September of 2023 on the first day of uni, but I never posted it until February 2024. So, and that was like after I broke up with her and all of that. So I wouldn't be here right now if I wasn't for that. So I can't really comment on that side of things too much and be like, oh, but I miss her and this and that, because I missed the idea that I had of her, or I still might do miss the idea that I had of her, but that wasn't who she truly was. Like at the end of it, she showed me her true colors, and it's like, it is what it is. But at the same time, I don't really have any hatred towards her because I've forgiven her for my own peace of mind. And then what ensued afterwards was also really kind of funny. So after that whole thing with her, I was talking to her friend for a bit, who also might be watching this video, but it is what it is. I was friends with her friend for a bit. I got quite close friends with her, and then basically she was in like a very unhealthy relationship, and me and her became very close as friends, and I helped her realize she was in an unhealthy relationship. So I helped her like get through it and like fight for her general sanity in the relationship, because the guy just wasn't treating her right at all. And eventually they like sorted out their troubles, and because they actually sorted out their troubles, I had to like leave and part ways. So that was the whole thing, even though the guy kind of hates me, but I mean, it is what it is. And then after that, I had a little bit of a break from girls for a bit. I was talking to a few on and off, but I was like, nah, I just need to do my own thing, focus on myself. And at that time, I was like grinding out the YouTube videos. That's when I dropped Happiness is Overrated and self-improvement is, the most important self-improvement lesson. Like all of those main channel videos from that era all dropped around about that time. And that's also when I dropped, the uni experience, or the, watch this video before you go to uni. So that was around about that time. And then after that, it was like starting to be like summer. So this was the end of uni, end of the first year of uni. And honestly, like uni, it was good. But, sorry, I've just got my notes over here, so I'm just gonna wait it turns on. Yeah, first year of uni, it was good, but I don't think I took as much out of it as I should have. I didn't live it up to its full potential. Like, I had a lot going on, but I just didn't take advantage of it. I stayed indoors a lot. Like, I just isolated myself and acted really antisocial, even though most of the time I was just sat in my room thinking, yo, I wish I could go out there and like make a friend. But I just didn't, because I was like too socially anxious, which I covered in the You're Not an Introvert video. And then I was also just too like, I acted like, oh, I'm on this grind, I need to be grinding out YouTube videos, I need to be grinding out gym, I need to be grinding out my coursework. Meanwhile, this year I've proved that you can still do all of that sort of stuff while still being social and growing your social capabilities. So I think it was like from around about to that point, I decided, you know what, no, fuck this lifestyle. I want to be more social. I don't want to be lonely anymore. I don't want to be seen as like an introvert. I want to actually focus on growing my social skills and have that level of social charisma. And that's what I did all throughout summer. So summer I was mainly just grinding out my job. So I've got a seasonal contract at my job back home, meaning that every time I come back home for the holidays, I can still work at that place. And then when I go back to uni, I can work my other job at uni. So it's quite like beneficial in terms of money, and plus that I get SFE as well. But the SFE only covers my rent. So that's a little bit, but I still have my jobs, which is what I basically survive off of for my basic amenities like my food, water, whatever, all of that sort of stuff. Water, like I can drink the tap water at uni, but I don't really want to because it's like lime scaly and all that. But anyways, that was a side note. So yeah, during summer, I focused on being a lot more social. I cold approached a lot of people, and I also just wanted to like set up a bunch of social events of like meeting old friends, catching up with them, seeing how life is going. And I made like so all throughout my years at sixth form or college, 2 years, I didn't talk to anyone. I had like 2 or 3 friends, and they weren't even like close friends. They were just people that I would say hi to, and like every now and then, like once in a blue moon, I would sit with them and have lunch with them or talk to them and this and that. Like, it was the very bare minimum of like maintaining a friendship, and I barely even did it because I just didn't want to be social. Once again, like, it's the whole thing. You're not an introvert. To be honest, I was like very socially anxious back then as well. I was always scared of like people judging me for doing this and doing that, and it just gave me this like insecure social energy, which is like me almost manifesting of being like, if I did get into a social circle, which I tried several times, it ended up going badly for me because I was manifesting this sort of insecure, unsocial, introverted energy. So, anyways, yeah, during summer, I set up a meet with this guy, and I messaged him because basically I went to, not trying to make it sound like no homo, but like um, how do I say this without saying, like, without it sounding gay? No, okay, I'll just say it, but like, no homo, right? So I went to prom with him and his friend. Like, we were hanging out there together. We weren't like, yeah, you know what I mean. But we went to prom together, and then after that, like during summer in 2023, we hit a gym session together, and then that was that. Like, that was the extent of what we did together, and I hadn't talked to them since. So we had a group chat for like when we organized prom, and I messaged in the group chat saying, "Yo, bro, let's catch up. I'm back in MK for summer." And they like didn't reply for a good few weeks, and I was like, "Oh, okay, great." Because I didn't really like, I didn't have many friends back here at home because, like I said, I wasn't that social. So that kind of ruined my plans of trying to be more social. And then, like 2 weeks later, one of the guys, the guy that I was closer to, replied on Instagram, like not on the group chat that I messaged on. He messaged me privately on Instagram. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not friends with that guy anymore, but I'm definitely down if you want to hang out and catch up and do this and do that." I was like, "Okay, perfect." So we set up a gym session, and then I got him to join my gym, and then we were basically hitting gym together consistently all throughout summer. Alongside, I usually have a cousin that I hit the gym with as well, so I was hitting gym with him. So I had like two gym buddies. I was grinding out my work back here. I was grinding out YouTube videos. That's like, again, when Happiness is Overrated dropped, and what other videos was I working on that time? The channel trailer dropped, and morning routine is unproductive. I only dropped 3 videos all throughout summer because I was very, very busy working. Also very busy going to the gym. I did want to go back into Muay Thai, but I just didn't get the chance because I was so busy working. I worked a lot over summer, which was good because I needed that money for this year of uni, which I'll get into in a bit. But then that was pretty much my summer. We went to India as well. Well, we went to India at the end of summer, so what else happened throughout summer? Honestly, summer didn't much, not that much happened. Like, I had obviously family come over. I went to my grandma's for a bit, and that was honestly so wholesome. I loved it there. I love spending time with my grandma because basically the area that they live in, all of my younger cousins live there as well. So every time I go there, if I go there on my own, I'm the oldest one there, like the oldest cousin. So they're always like, oh, like playing and hung around with me, and it's like really nice and just wholesome hanging out with them. So that was really nice. And I was also trying to work on videos back then as well. And this is when I was talking to my ex's friend, or when I was friends with my ex's friend. To be honest, I wasn't even that present with my grandma because I just kept texting this girl. Because honestly, if I'm being so real, I probably had like a little bit of a crush on her as well. And like I said, she had all the stress going on with her boyfriend, so I was trying to like mediate it. But all of that was going on, and I spent some nice time with my aunt as well. I'm really grateful for that time that I spent there. And then came back, and then uni started. I'm just trying to think because I don't want to miss anything that happened over summer. I don't think anything else much happened over summer. Like, it was mostly just working, gym, and this and that, and like hanging out with family and all that sort of stuff. Hung out with my sister a bit as well because it was like our last summer together before I head off to uni. And like, she used to go to my uni, but like last year was her last year because she did masters, so I wouldn't be like able to hang out with her as easily from this year onwards. So we were like kind of spending our last summer together, which is quite nice. We did a few things together. And yeah, that was summer. And then uni started, and like I was only at uni for Freshers Week, and then immediately after Freshers Week, I had to go to India for my granddad's passing. my granddad passed 2023, the end of 2023, but we had some final rites, and I hadn't been to India since then, so like that's why we sorted it out then as like specific auspicious timings and all of that with Hinduism. So anyways, yeah, Freshers Week, because obviously I'd spent all of summer being like extra social, trying to arrange meets with friends and doing a lot of cold approaching. I did also, I forgot to mention, for the beginning of summer, basically I was grinding out work so much that I was literally commuting from uni to home back and forth every single week so I could work both jobs at the same time. And in the midst of me doing that, I also went to Camden Market, and that's when I did all the street interviews for Comparison's Thief of Joy. That's also when I filmed Happiness is Overrated. So that was back then, that was like March time, because my summer started early. March, April time. But yeah, skipping back to where I was, sorry, about Freshers Week. So Freshers Week I came to uni like a week earlier, I think, because I was working. Now I had training for my job at uni, so then once again grinding out work. And I worked for like, how much? I think it was like nearly 20 hours, maybe over 20 hours for that first week, which was purely just training. I made like 600 quid within 2 weeks. And then on the next week, which was Freshers Week, so I was there for 2 weeks before I went to India. Then Freshers Week on move-in day, which is 22nd of September. So I work with the uni, like with the residence team. So I was helping out with move-in day, like I was giving out the keys and all that. So I met so many people during move-in day because one, I met them through my job because I worked an 8-hour shift that day and I was like handing out the keys to everyone. And like, that's when people started seeing my face. But the problem is, at work, I'm not allowed to like be like, oh, here's my Instagram. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing that. And like, I can't have that much of a conversation. It's mostly just me doing my job. Like, oh, here's your keys. Here's where you live. Here's how you get there. So, and they just knew my face. They didn't really know my name. Obviously, like I had a little bit of conversation with them, but I can't have that much. So I was like, okay, now how can I convert that person that just knows my face into someone that actually knows me? And also, my other plan was I wanted to host a flat party because, like I said, I was trying to be more social, and the best way to do that, to get people to know you, is to host something like a sick event, and then people would be like, "Yo, he held like some mad flat party," and people. But my whole reputation that I wanted to set up at uni was for it to be like, "Yo, oh yeah, that guy, let's invite him to the party because he's the one that makes the party sick and this and that, and oh, I can't wait for Canal to host another flat party and this and that." So I was trying to set up that sort of reputation for like this second year of uni. So after I worked, I went back to my room, I changed, and then I came up to like the entrance of the building, because basically I live one floor down. So I came up to the entrance of the building and I stood there, and I was like, the reason why I was doing this is because I had to think of a way that I could like meet people that were in the building and like set up a channel where I can inform them about the flat party that I want to host. Because I hadn't decided a date or anything like that yet. I just knew that I wanted to do it. So I needed to set up a way that I could communicate with everyone. Yo, I've got this flat party going on. Come down, this, that, whatever. So I stood there, and everyone that was moving in that day, or in that building, which is my building, I stopped them and I was like, yo, I've got this flat party, blah, 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 blah. Come down. No, actually, I didn't even tell them about the flat party that time. I told a few people, but I just said, yo, I'm making a group chat for the building, because we have like group chats for all of the halls. I was like, I'm making a group chat for this building. If you want to join, then here's the link, blah, blah, blah. So I added them all to the group chat. And if you watched my Flat Party Madness life update video, I explained in there that I cold approached over 100 people that day, purely from just trying to get them to join the group chat. I had like over 50 people join that day. And then through work as well, like generally, I just talked to over 100 people. So my social skills for September was literally 0 to 100, because obviously over summer I was like putting it into practice, but I wasn't approaching as many people. I was more so like just training. Like, say for example, if you're going in the gym, like it's the hundreds of reps that you do beforehand that actually count towards hitting that bench press, like hitting the PR. Finally, you hit 100 kg bench press. And the reason is because you've put in the practice by doing the reps. and the training. But the most valuable thing is to you is that final 100 kg bench press, not the thousands of reps that you put in beforehand. And that's what it felt like at that moment, because I finally was like being that extra social guy where I was literally talking to everyone. But the only reason I could do that was because I spent all of summer working on it, cold approaching in central London for street interviews and literally just talking to random people. So it was really nice to like finally see the results of like all of the work that I'd put in, like the fruits of my labor. That's what I was trying to say. So that was great. But after all of that, I set up the group chat and I finally reconnected with my friend, because basically I had a friend last year who went to Bahrain, because he's an international kid, so he went back to Bahrain for summer. So finally he came back, we caught up and it was really nice. And then after that I decided to set up my flat party for, what did I set it up for? I set it up for like, I think it was it was a Wednesday I set it up for. So then I was like sending out the invite to everyone, and the funniest thing is the day after the flat party I was working a shift as well. So I sent out the invite to everyone for the flat party. I told probably like over 100 people to come, and I don't want to get into the story because this video is already going to get long. If you want to watch the video about what happened at the flat party, you can watch the video. I'll link it up above. But the flat party was just insane. It was next level. I invited like, it wasn't even just like a sausage fest. Like I had girls come as well. So I'm really glad that it was such a success. That night was just amazing. And then I worked shift, and then I met people from the flat party, and I didn't even remember most of them. And they're like, oh yeah, you held the party, bro. It was so cool. It's so cool. When's the next one? I'm like, bro, the first one just finished. Let me like recharge my funds, bro, because I spent like so much money on that party because I had to buy all the drinks. So I was like, let my funds recharge and I'll let you know. And I still haven't held a second one, but it is coming soon. So if you are a subscriber and you go to my uni and you're waiting for the next flat party, it is coming very soon. So keep updated. So I worked that shift, and everyone was like because I have to work with a partner. She was like, bro, you must be like the biggest guy on campus because everyone knows you. And it was literally, the only reason was because all the halls that we were working in was the halls that like I talked to people in, like to get them to come to the party. So most of the people that I met did come to the party. Whereas if we did different halls, then it wouldn't have been like as social. People wouldn't have been like, oh, it's you. But everyone recognized me, and it was so good. Like just from being that type of guy that no one recognizes, no one talks to now everyone suddenly, all of a sudden being like, yo, it's you, bro, you had an amazing party. Well, like, just respect. Like, it just felt like I was getting respected and recognized. And then on top of that, the girl I was working with, she was like, bro, like, that party must have been insane for this many people to be recognizing you and this and that. Like, she was properly like putting the seasoning on top of like the cake, like the cherry on top of the pie. I don't even know what I'm yapping about, but you know what I mean. Like, it just felt so good in that moment. I felt so fulfilled. Like I'd gotten what I wanted out of the party. It's like one of those things that's, like I said, just the fruits from your labor. So that was quite nice. And then next day I flew to India, and India was once again so wholesome, so nice. Went to a few different places. We went to my village as well. So this is the first time that we stayed in my village, and I loved it in my village. It was so wholesome, so nice. And like the way that my house is in the village is everyone like knows about the house, and even though it's not the biggest house in the village, it's not like anything like that. My house is still like, everyone knows about us. So every time we come, people are like coming by to say hi and this and that. And there was one time where we just held like a little dinner at the house, and we had probably over like 50 people come. Some, like most were relatives, but also there's just random people in the village that came to have food and this and that. And then we held a little prayer in the house as well, which is really nice, which I kind of like, I did the prayer myself, which was good because I need to learn how to do that as well. So it was really, really nice. But I just loved my time in the village back in India. That was like my highlight of the trip. But I also met my nephew. He's like this cute little baby, and like it's so weird because now I'm an uncle. But India was just so wholesome. I love my time there. was about to say I love India, but like I don't really like the city areas, but I just love my village area because it was just like the mandir is like 10 steps outside of the house, and then the house itself is just so calm, relaxed, and peaceful. Maybe because it's so empty, because we don't really this is like our first time ever actually like living there for a little bit, lived there for a couple of days, but still, like, it just felt so nice to finally be there, and just it just felt so peaceful. Like my everything in me just felt in peace. I realized I just skipped something very important, but basically over summer, I did have another girlfriend for a little bit. Actually, wait, I don't think I dated her at that time. Did I date her? Yeah, actually, no, I did date her. I dated her for a bit. So I, I got another girlfriend over summer. Uh, Sorry, there's a little side note, but it's important. So during summer, I went to go meet her in Oxford, and we had like a nice little day out. It was quite cute, and then I made her my girlfriend. I rushed into it again. Didn't really learn from the first one, but still, I made her my girlfriend. It was all really nice, sweet, and wholesome. And then I found out the next day that no, so I found out a week later that the day after I got with her, she cheated on me, which was really shitty, but it is what it is. So that whole relationship, like, nothing really happened. All I did was kiss her and that. And then when I basically, there was this one time where oh yeah, so I've missed out so much that happened over summer. I knew I was going to forget stuff that happened over summer. But basically, we went to Thorpe Park once, and it was like with all of my cousins and my family. It was really nice and wholesome. But I wasn't really present because I was texting someone. I was texting her, I think, and I really just wanted to meet her because it had been so long since I'd seen her. It had been like a good few weeks, and I'd like I really made her my girlfriend. So I was like trying to figure out how I can meet her, and my we all got to Thorpe Park in my cousin's car, and it was from where she lived. Thorpe Park wasn't far at all. It was like about half an hour, but we all needed to go back home that day. So my sister needed to be dropped at uni. My other cousin needed to be dropped to a different city, and this and that. Like, she was going everywhere, and I didn't want to put more stress on her and tell her like, "Oh yeah, could you drop me as well?" So I went to my other cousins who lived nearby. So I stayed with him for the night, and then first thing in the morning, I went to my ex's house. So this is now second ex. I went to her house, and I snuck in at like 6 a.m. and immediately her mum called me, and I got kicked out, and I spent the day with her. And then what's it? Yeah. So I spent the day with her, and then that day was a really nice, wholesome day. And then at the end of it, she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way," that's when she told me that, "Oh yeah, by the way, I cheated on you and this and that." I'm like, "Okay, great." So then after that, I just ended things with her. And then on the first day that I got back to uni, the very first day, I immediately went back to hers, and I apologized to her mum because I felt really bad for like getting caught in her house at 6 a.m. Like, I wasn't doing anything. I'm not the type of guy to usually do that. It was just more so like I was blinded by love, so my judgment was very clouded. And also, my ex herself said it would be fine, even though it wasn't. So I apologized to her mum. And then while I was in India, this ex calls me up in the middle of like some random night. She just randomly calls me up. Like, I'm living my life. I'm happy in India. And this random girl calls me up, and she's like, "Yo, I think I figured out a way to apologize to you. I'm really sorry. I just want to apologize. I don't really want to get back with you. I just want to clear my conscience, this, that." And I was like, "Great." And I'm like sleeping in the living room with my family in my village, so I can't really like pick up. So what I do is I go to the roof of our house, and I call her, and I'm like talking to her. I'm like, "Look, I don't want an apology from you. If you are going to apologize, at least apologize properly. I don't want you to apologize over the phone. I want you to come and apologize the same way I apologize to your mum, because I fully like I took time out of my day to go and apologize to her mum, give her a sincere apology. Whereas here she is, for, like, trying to apologize for actually cheating on me, which is like really bad. And she's saying, "Oh, I'm sorry," over the phone. I'm like, "Bruv, I'm not accepting that apology. Like, I'll forgive you for my own peace of mind, but only if you apologize in the right way." So she was like, "Oh, okay, I'll figure it out," and then hung up, and I stopped talking to her. Went back to my wholesome time in India, and I was also starting talking to a couple of other girls at this time, And also that time was also Navratri, so we went to Garba a few times. If you don't know what Garba is, I'll see if I can put up a clip to explain to you what it is. But India was just generally so wholesome. And then after I came back from India, I was there for like quite a little bit. I immediately, like, my course had already started, like I'd missed a little bit, so started my course. And also my friend was waiting for me to come back, so he helped me out with the flat party. And he was also there waiting for me to come back from India. So as soon as I got back, we had like a little bit of a night together, and he was like catching me up on everything. And then that was really nice and wholesome. And then, what time of year is it now? This is around about like mid-October. So now, what's it? That girl. No, okay. So now, one of the girls that I was talking to while I was in India, I was texting her online. I finally meet her, and we're like talking. We on and off dating. She also might be watching this video, but we're on and off dating. Not really like I didn't. I don't want to get into it too much, but that relationship was very, very complicated, and I rushed into it again. I need to learn from my mistakes and not rush into relationships, but I did stop myself like before it got too deep. And then it got to like Halloween, Diwali time. Halloween, Diwali time was very stressful for me. I went to go see her because we had some issue that we needed to sort out. So I sorted that out. And then same day on Diwali, I came back home. Spent time with my family. It was really nice and wholesome, but I was only there for a day. And then around this time, also, I'd started being insanely social because, like, the last thing that I did at uni was have my flat party, and I went straight to India. And I came back, and I had to obviously maintain that reputation. So I started like meeting more people. My friend finally introduced me to the rest of his friend group, so I made a lot more friends. It was really nice, like just becoming this type of guy that I just had so many friends, so many people that just knew me. I couldn't step outside of my building without like 5, 10 people coming to me and trying to talk to me. And even then, people are saying, "Yo, bro, when's the next flat party? When's the next flat party?" Because I was so excited, and that's how good it was. So it was really nice and wholesome. I just made so many friends, and like I met this new guy who was my friend's friend, and now he's my friend. Obviously, I hung out with him quite a few times, and he's now become one of my closest friends. And he's like really funny as well. So that was quite nice. And then one of my main friends from last year moved out. Like he lives off campus now and commutes, so it's a little bit difficult to hang out with him. But when he does come over, he stays over at mine as well. So it's quite nice. We have like a little sleepover, no homo. And he hangs out with us. We set up like little events. And Wingstop recently opened at the uni as well. So we hit a Wingstop. Like we what's it called? We just all went to Wingstop. We set up a motive. We all went Wingstop, like with I think it was 10 of us, and we just had so much that was so nice. And once again, wholesome because like a bunch of friends, and like it's just being around that type of energy. Whereas comparing it to last year, I was like, it was zero. I was nothing. I was not nothing, but I was like sitting in my room wishing I could be doing stuff like this. Meanwhile, now it's like I'm reaping all the benefits. I'm actually hanging out with people. I'm being social instead of me being just stuck in my room, like at my desk, like or playing some Discord, Minecraft games, whatever. I'm actually being social. I'm putting myself out there. I'm hanging out with other guys, and even if I am playing other games with them, at least I'm being social. I'm with other people. I'm not just locked in my room on my own. Because being on your own all the time, it can be healthy sometimes for like meditation and inner work and reflection, like I'm reflecting right now. But we're meant to be social creatures, and it's so much healthier when you bounce off of that. When you bounce off of other people's energy, whether it be feminine energy, masculine energy, it's always so much healthier for you if you actually do that. So one of the points that I've written down here is it was literally from 0 to 100 last year or 2023. I was just locked in. It was like holistic self-improvement. I was just locked in my room thinking, oh, I need to be locked in my room doing work, or I need to hit the gym, I need to do this, I need to do that, and I need to focus on my A levels. And I was completely antisocial, which, yeah, fair enough, it helped for my A levels, but I was just, like I said, antisocial. I was an introvert. I was socially inept. I didn't know how to talk to people. And now this year, I was end of 2023, I was locked in my room at uni. Like, I did go out a bit, but not as much as I should have. And then now, where I am right now, where it's like, okay, people are coming over to mine to hang out, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're hosting events, flat party, this, that, like, even though sometimes, like, the way you hang out with people socially can be degenerate, I still count it as a net positive because I'm a million times more social than what I was. I'm no longer that guy that's just locked in my room on his own, like all depressed and this and that. So yeah, I'll get onto the rest of the points afterwards because I'm going to do like a few summaries on these points that I listened to. I just want to continue going over like how the last year has been. I'm getting quite close to the end of it, anyways, because now I'm at October. So in October, that's when I buzzed my hair for the first time. Like, well, I did it before in the past. Real ones will remember, but that was like not really an accident, but it wasn't the best. I'm not going to put a picture up of that, but I did it properly this time, and it actually looked decent. I got it done by my friend who like did a really good job. I might link his Instagram or something if you want to check out his trims and if you live nearby me. But after that, after I got buzzed, that was the whole Halloween thing that happened with my ex, and then like the week after that, I just stopped talking to her because she was just not healthy for me at all, not healthy for my mental. So I dropped that, and then after that, the day that I'd stopped talking to her, the ex before her messages me, and she's like, "Oh, I think I found out a way to apologize, and I'm going to come to you and this." And I'm like, "Okay, come whenever." And then she comes the next week, and then we kind of get back together. We don't start dating, but we just start talking again. And now this time, like, she's trying to take it serious. So like her mom's talking to me and this and that. There's a little clip that I have of her mom talking to me. Her mom isn't in it, so I can put it up. But it's so funny, and I'm there like talking to her mom. Her mom was asking me like, if you know Indian parents, like asking all the details. She's like, "Oh, where are you from in India? What your village? Your parents and this and that." And she's like asking for my mom's number, and I'm here thinking, I'm not really trying to take this seriously right now. I'm just like, she's just kind of a casual friend to me that like I might kiss here and there, but that's about it. And like her mom's pretty like, "Give me your mom's number, give me your dad's number, give me your sister's number." I'm like, no. Luckily, like I'm really good with my words, so I managed to get myself out of that. And then I see her a few times. This is like beginning of November, end of October. Mostly just like November now. So October and November was very busy for me in terms of girls because I had like my third ex and my second ex both within those 2 months. So that was kind of crazy. So I was just like talking to her for a bit, and that was a bit of a. It got to be a bit of a headache because I didn't like I said, she cheated on me. I didn't really want to get back with her. I was just kind of using her for the company because I just got out of relationships. So it was more like a rebound sort of thing. Then I stopped talking to her eventually because I didn't want to be with her anyways, and she just annoyed me. Like she like all of the girls this year. I'll get onto this point later as well, but all of the girls this year just made me more confident in my boundaries and my standards. I'll explain that properly later what I mean, but all of that happened with her, and then finally it all ended. And then after that, what happened after that? I think after it all ended, I was still being social, like hanging out with that new friend that I made, the friend of a friend, and yeah, that was pretty much it. That was the rest of uni. Like I had exams, I went to my lectures, and I made new friends in my lectures. Some of them might be watching this video, and yeah, that was pretty much life at uni. I miss like the whole social aspect of it now that I've been at home. And honestly, at home, like I was really excited to come home because the last time I was at home was like on Diwali, but Diwali I was like home for a day, and it was really busy because it was Diwali, so I didn't spend much time at home. I was really excited to finally be home, spend time with family and this and that. Just check the time, right? Finally excited to like spend time with family, and it was going to be nice and wholesome. And I did all of that. Spent nice time on Christmas, New Year's. It was really nice catching up with everyone. But obviously, I've just been working now at home. But the thing is, like, all of my friends that I made like here over summer, their schedules are like very busy, and I don't work with them anymore or anything, so work has become kind of depressing, and I've barely had any time to film videos. Like, I had the goal of 100 subs by January 1st, so like 2 days ago, and as of this, and that's on the main channel. As of this current date, I'm on 70 subs on the main channel. Still really good growth. I got from 60 to 70 in the month of December, and I posted like 3 videos in December. Not even 3, maybe, I don't even know how many. I think I only posted 1 or 2. But still really good growth, but not as much as I wanted, because my plan was when I come back home, I'm going to post every single day. But I couldn't because I failed to account for the transition period of, okay, it's me going from uni to home. I'm changing my environment, changing my schedule, working at a different place. I'm going to have different stresses, different things going on in my life. And I just failed to account for that, which is why I wasn't able to post every day. But now I'm finally getting a little bit more consistent. I'm posting at least like 2 to 3 times a week, which is proving really good for growth. So hopefully now, the new goal that I've set is 150 by February 1st. And if all goes as planned, I should be on track to get that. And I think I will be. But yeah, so home hasn't been the best. Obviously, it's been really nice of spending time with family and all that. Like I said, I've missed it, but just work has been kind of stressful. The people at work haven't been the best to me, and it's just been like this almost social, like, remember when I was saying at the beginning of this video, I have that social, insecure, introvert type of energy, and when you have that, you kind of manifest that for you. Like, that's what ends up being reality when you like act like that in public, and that's exactly what happened. I was starting to feel like this insecure, introverted type of energy, and then I come into work and like everyone's just kind of like, it's like this childish, almost immature level of people are mocking me and they're like sniggering about me behind my back, and I'm just like, why? Like, I can't be asked to deal with this. Then I'm working like long shifts, 8-9 hour shifts of this every single day, and then I have to come home and I'm trying to film a video, but I'm just too tired. I can't hit the gym because I woke up early for my shift, and then I'm going to bed late because I want to chill, I want to watch a movie or something. I just want to turn off my brain and like relax and wind down. I know it's like unproductive, and I'm just getting this like almost downward spiral. But that's just how it feels when I come home, and it's like, this is what happens, I feel like, when you work a 9 to 5 or something, because you just you don't have much time for anything else because you're just so physically and mentally drained, and it just takes everything out of you. And you don't have time for like self-improvement, running your business, doing a side hustle, this and that. So it's kind of instilled in me this belief more so of like, I want to run a business. I want to focus on that more. So it was quite like, it's a good opening of the mind, but also at the same time, it's just been a little bit depressing at home. I'm looking forward to going back to uni just so I can get that experience of just being social again and actually getting respect from my peers. Because here it's just like, I get disrespect at every corner that I turn from everyone that I work with. Whereas at uni, I was like getting respect from everyone. Like, people would like, not even in a cocky way, but people would like come to me like, yo bro, how you doing, like this and that. Like, people are excited to see me. Here it's like, I come into work and people are like, oh, look who's here, ha ha ha. I'm like, what's the need? And it's like a complete shift in like what I was used to at uni to now like where it is here. And I really wish I could change that, but I just can't. And I've tried. Like, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not because I'm saying I can't, that doesn't mean I'm gonna give up and just be like, oh no, it is what it is. I'm still gonna try and change that energy because I don't like it. It's not positive, and it's just not good at all for my mental, for anyone's mental. But it's just this negative environment, and I hated it. And it hit even harder because, like I said, the whole shift of what it was at uni to what it is here. I just can't wait to get back to that positive like environment where I'm just getting respect from people and recognition from people at uni. Like, people are excited to see me, and like everyone's just in this like happy mood. Like, it sounds kind of cringe, but people just like, it feels positive, you know. It gave me excitement. It gave me like this feeling of like, oh, I can't wait to go out. I can't wait to like meet someone. I can't wait to talk to someone. Whereas here it's like, I really don't want to go to work today, but I need to because I need the money. And because, like I said, I was really social, so I spent a lot of money as well this past year, but I'm building up my savings right now again as well. But that was that's basically been my time while I've been at home. But I should be going back to uni in the next few weeks, so it should be okay. But I'm just trying to make the most of the time that I can while I'm here. Film videos, grind gym. I haven't had time to go back to Muay Thai, even though I wanted to. I need to just continue grinding work, grinding gym, grinding videos, all of this, and like kind of just bear it out until I get back to uni. But it's nice, like I'm still spending time with family and this and that. Like I've still got a few things going on. I'm meeting a friend tomorrow. So my voice is getting really hoarse because I've been talking for like 40 minutes straight. I don't even know how long this video has been. Oh, but yeah, that's been life at home. That's been life for the past year, up until this current moment. So, in terms of like being social, it's almost been this like imposter syndrome of like the sense of I feel like I know I deserve it because I've put in the work, but it's also the sense of like how have I gone from being this is like insecure, shy, introverted guy to now being like boom, I've got people I don't know coming up to me saying they know me, like wanting to have a conversation with me. It's not even like oh, like this isn't nothing negative. Everyone wants to talk to me. Everyone wants to be social with me. Everyone wants to like have a conversation with me. It just feels great. And that's what I mean in terms of imposter syndrome, in the sense that I know I deserve it, but it's just kind of weird. It's just a weird feeling because it's literally from 0 to 100. And that's how it's going to be for a little bit, because every time I bounce back between my hometown and uni it's going to be like 100. And then hometown, if it continues being the way it is, it's going to be 0. There is still a few people here that I've got, but still it's not that much. So, I don't know. But another thing on this note is that like my level of importance for validation has decreased. Like when I started out at uni this year with the flat party, and like when I came back from India, I felt like a mini celebrity because so many people coming up to me and they were like, "Yo, bro, what's up? What's up? Flat party!" Rah, 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 rah. Like it was extremely social, and like it just felt like I don't want to sound cocky, but it just sounded like I had fans, bro, because so many people were just talking to me and coming up to me, and sometimes I didn't even know them. And the thing is, my lifestyle has still been very much the same, all similar. Like that novelty part of it hasn't really, not novelty, but like that experience hasn't changed. Like I still have people coming up to me like that while I'm at uni. But the difference is now the novelty side of it has worn off, in the sense that I don't feel the same way that I used to feel about it. Like I'm still really grateful and appreciative for it, but it's like I've just become a little bit more used to it, and I've kind of come to expect it. And there have been times where it's like I'm going outside and like, I don't really want to talk to anyone. That's not me being an introvert, but it's more so me just being like, it's kind of like that whole idea of the social battery going down. Or more so like, I'm just not in the mood to talk to anyone right now. But it's like the same thing of like, when you have an abundance of something, you can finally speak in a place of being like, actually, I don't really want it anymore. It's like the same thing like I mentioned in the video, detach yourself from desire. You can only really have that mindset of wanting to detach yourself from desire once you've experienced an abundance of it, once you've experienced an abundance of women, or like just general, if you're a girl, once you've experienced an abundance of love. Not love, but like just being with someone else. Abundance of relationships, that's the word that I'm looking for. It's interesting, a very interesting concept, that you only really start to feel the negatives of it once you start to experience an abundance of something. And another point I like to make with this is it's like I've realized this year how important appreciation and validation is for the human psyche generally. Like we need it to live, but at the same time it's like too much of it isn't healthy for you either. Because if you're relying on external appreciation, validation for your happiness, it's incredibly unhealthy, right? So, in the same sense, if you eat too much, it's unhealthy for you because then you get fat, but you need food for sustenance, you need food to live. So, my best advice is like, it's just about having that moderation. But I feel like you can only understand that once you've experienced having an abundance of it, and once you've experienced having like too much of it. Once you experience being fat, you're like, oh, okay, maybe no, I need to like dial it back and keep it under moderation. You get what I mean? Whereas if like a malnourished person that's been malnourished their entire life will never think, oh, I'm having way too much food, I'm going to get fat. I mean, sometimes they might think it now based because of like society and like whatever they see on social media. But most of the time, like, say for example, if we were to take a kid in poverty that like didn't have any access to social media or anything like that, they would probably think like too much food can never be too much, right? You get what I'm trying to say? So it's about, I'm repeating the same point, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say, is that you need to experience the abundance to understand why the abundance isn't usually a good thing. And so no matter how much I say, it's something that you just need to go through on your own. But yeah, I'm just basically starting to become more comfortable with the level of being more social, which is good because now it's like, okay, I've made the progress to become where I want to be now. Now I can make the next level because I've become comfortable with where I'm at. I've gotten used to this baseline level. So now it's time to find a new level that I can strive towards and then make that my baseline. New level to strive towards and make that my baseline. And then it's just constant progress, constant steps up. So that's the whole idea. That so that's that point. And then another thing I want to mention is this year, bro, my experiences, the things I've experienced, my texture of life has just been so different. This year, or this past year generally, has just been so exciting compared to past years. Like, I've just had so much going on. The whole reason is because I've just been extra social, which I'm really happy about because, like, I feel like if I don't think about it, I just take it for granted. But a lot has happened this year, and I'm so grateful that all this happened because it's just, I have so many stories to tell. I've got so many new friends, so many new experiences. Just, it's so wholesome and happy to think about. Like, it's been really, 2024 was a great year, probably one of the best years of my life, and it can only go up from here. Because I know, like, for the past 3 years, I've said 2021 was the best, 2022 was the best, 2023 was the best. No, 2024 was the best. So that's just got me excited thinking, what is 2025 going to hold? What's 2026 going to hold? Like, how much, like, potential is there for, like, greatness? Not just, like, greatness in the stoic alpha male, like, oh, you must achieve greatness, but, like, just the awesomeness of, like, experiences of, like, oh, yeah, like, I did this, like, the stories that I'll have to tell. I'm just so excited for it. And another thing alongside this kind of is girls. Like, I had my standards with girls before, so I mentioned this earlier. I had my standards with girls before, but this year has really allowed me to lock in on those standards and lock in on those boundaries that I have. Because obviously I had them, but because I was more desperate or more, I just wanted love more, I was willing to be more lenient with those boundaries and those standards. Whereas these days, now that I've experienced it and I've been through it and I've had that abundance, it's more so like, okay, if I want a girl, I want her to be like this, this, and this, and I can be strict with myself and actually stick to it rather than just saying it for the sake of saying it. And that's something that I won't really forget about this year because obviously I've been through a lot with girls this year. So my current thing with girls is like, I have my standards. I have what I want in what I want out of a girlfriend, what I want out of a girl that I want to be with. But in the meantime, I don't mind like talking to girls in the sense of growing my social capability because it's such a skill to have charisma, whether that be with women, whether that be with men. With women, it's a whole different game. And you'll start to understand that when you start being more social with women compared to men, like just guys and trying to be social with guys. But it's a skill in itself, and that's something that I really want to learn and hone. So I'm still going to be like talking to girls like that. That doesn't necessarily always mean I want something out of it, which might sound like, make me sound like a dickhead and kind of douchey, like I'm just talking to girls for the practice of talking to them. But it's a really important skill that you want to get, because being able to have that charismatic sort of energy when you talk to a girl is so valuable. And just imagine how cool it is, like straight up, like just imagine like having that charismatic, magnetizing sort of personality. I'm getting closer and closer to building up to that every day. Like I'm already like 100x what I was before, in terms of how I am socially with girls. Whereas now, like, imagine 100x from where I am now. Like, the growth is just, I'm excited for the growth that I have in it. Just 4 things left. Sorry, I know this is getting a really long video, but I've been chilling with the boys a lot more as well. Like, I've got a proper group of guys that I hang out with, and it's just really wholesome because this is like the first time in years that I've had a good, solid group of friends that I can hang out with, like, call mine. Because last time was like year 9. Year 9 was back in 2019, 2018. It's been 5 or 6 years. 5 or 6 years. Which is crazy to think about. But yeah, I love my boys. If they're watching this, love to you. They've been there for me this year. They've been like, it's just been great hanging out with them, and it's just really nice to have that kind of social circle. I always like cringed at people that were being really social when I was in my like introvert kind of phase, and it's always that thing of like the person that looks in from the outside will always cringe, but the person on the inside doesn't really care about what anyone else thinks. They're just doing their thing and they're having fun, and that's what matters at the end of the day. Are you happy? Are you happy sitting there judging other people for doing what they're doing, or would you be more happier doing what they're doing? You might think you won't be, but once you actually experience it and start like doing something you might think is cringe, you'll realize you're actually just happier because you're being yourself, just being authentic. Like, all these people doing like cringe stuff, like these TikTok dances and all of that. Some of them, yeah, it is kind of cringe, but like, still, if they're just doing that with their friends, like, it's wholesome, it's nice. You're not really thinking in the moment, oh, I'm being cringe. I'm also thinking, oh, that was a great time that I just had with my friends, right? They don't really care if you think it's cringe or not, whereas you're sitting there judging, getting all like in this negative sort of energy because you yourself aren't like experiencing it. You'd rather sit there and like judge rather than just experience and be happy. Experiences aren't cringe, bro. Experiences are the best. Especially just like chilling, hanging out with my boys. Like, it's nice, man. But this year I've really been able to like, it's a short point that I want to mention is that I've been able to get a lot more respect from both men and women, and this is what has enabled me to have that magnetizing, charismatic sort of personality at uni, where when I talk to people, before it would be like I didn't have a reason for people to respect me, whereas now it's like I have the body, I have the looks, I have the charisma, I have the way that I talk, I have so much more to me, so much more substance, that people are like, people have more to respect me for, and because people have more to respect me for, they have more that they want to talk to me about. Because I have more that they want to talk to me about, I'm much more of just an interesting person. And literally one of the key things to just being social is just being interesting. And the thing is, everyone's interesting. I've had this like texture to my personality for ages, but I've actually turned it into something where it's people like actually start respecting me for it. And that's what I just don't have while I'm here at home, which is what I was saying earlier. Whereas at uni, it's like just a different level. And I'm so glad that I finally get this. And like, once again, the growth with it, where I can go to get more respect from men and women. Like, once again, respect is something that you need. It's alongside that whole appreciation, validation, all of that. You need respect from both men and women. And learning how to cultivate that is a really important skill. And the next point that I've literally just written on here is gratitude. I'm just so grateful for this year. It's been an amazing year. Everyone that's been there for me through it, props to you guys, because I know some of them are going to be watching it. But yeah, this year's been great. And where I want to be from now, so the circle point of this, where I want to be, what are my predictions? So I want to be a lot more successful with the YouTube. But one point I want to mention before I get into this is me a year ago wouldn't have known any of this would have happened. Wouldn't even believe any of this would have happened. Wouldn't believe how I am, how social I am right now. I wouldn't believe that I've had like friends coming over to mine like nearly every night. I wouldn't believe that like I've been with the girls that I've been with and how frequently I've had it. Like, I know it's kind of degenerate, but still, it makes younger me feel like I can imagine younger me being like, yo, who the hell is that guy? Because that does not sound like me. Like, I've just changed, but in a good way. Like, younger me would respect me, and that's one of the most, like, I feel like that's one of the most coolest things to say, that younger me would just be really proud of me. And I'm really happy with that. Making it all sound cringe and sappy, but you know what I mean. So where I want to be in a year's time. More growth with the YouTube, always. More growth in terms of being so. I just want to basically take everything that I've done this year and 10x it, 100x it if I can. As much as I possibly can, I just want to focus on growth. I'm not going to set a specific goal of like, oh, I want this many subs. I mean, I know I set the one for 150 in Feb, but I'm not going to set any goal like that for the end of the year, because I just want to grow. I just want to focus on the growth. Instead of focusing on a goal, I want to focus on the growth and just keep growing. Because then if I set a goal, I could just be limiting myself. It's like, I think it's Parkinson's law, where it's like, if you say that you're going to get something done within 2 hours, then you'll find a way to do it within 2 hours. But if you give yourself a day, you'll find a way to do it within a day, right? So if I'm setting that limit on it, I'm setting a limit on it. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to set any specific numbers, but I just want to focus on growth. I want to be more social. I want to be more consistent with the gym, with my fitness. That's a big one, because I haven't been consistent this year at all with it. So I want to focus a lot more on my fitness, focus on my social, focus on the channel, like I said, and that's the majority of it. I want to focus a bit more on business as well, make some money this year. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this year and seeing what this year holds. And once again, I wouldn't have been able to predict any of what happened this year last year, so who knows what could happen next year. But yeah, that's the end of this year. That's the end of this video. Hope you guys like this little reflection thing and like me just talking about gratitude and reflecting. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.